Steve Rogers returns in Captain America Sam Wilson issue 7. Arriving in Pleasant Hill, Sam finds the town destroyed. Bucky arrives, saying that he's come in peace. Sam asks what's going on, knowing Bucky came here looking for Kobik and the Cosmic Cubes. Bucky says that he isn't sure what's gone wrong, but maybe Steve might be able to help them, seeing as that he was in town before everything went pear-shaped. Hearing someone scream, they head off to the school to investigate. Inside the school, the Blood Brothers have cornered a teacher, saying that they will have their revenge on those who imprisoned them. Bucky and Sam attack them as the teacher asks her AI assistant to give her the energy weapons hidden within the classroom. Using the guns, she defeats both brothers. She tells Sam and Bucky her name is Avril Kincaid, a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. She says that she is in charge of surveillance and runs the daycare Kobik goes to. Telling Bucky and Sam that she didn't need their help, she tells them that Zemo has Maria Hill and Steve held hostage at the town hall, which surprises Sam, so he fills them in on what's been happening. Avril tells them of the secret inventory in the museum and that there is something in there that will stop the villain's rampage. Later on, Sam and Bucky fight their way through the Pleasant Hill Circus, saying that they feel bad for these villains since both have dealt with cosmic cubes and brainwashing. Kobik appears before them, saying that Steve needs their help. She points them towards the town's bowling alley. In the bowling alley, Steve is being beaten up by Crossbones, who says he doesn't care how old Steve is now, he knows he is still dangerous and Zemo is an idiot for keeping him alive. Crossbones throws a punch at Steve, knocking him out. While knocked out, Steve sees flashes of his legacy as Captain America, from handing over the shield to Sam Wilson to fighting with Bucky during World War II, and then again years later with Winter Soldier. He also sees his time as an Avenger, and a kid who just wanted to stop bad guys from doing bad things. Remembering back to before he came to the bowling alley, Steve was with Maria and who was gravely wounded, blaming him for everything, since when he showed up, everything went to hell. While talking, Maria shows Steve a picture of a house in Pleasant Hill, making Steve realize that Maria plans to turn Kobik on herself to wipe her memory. Zemo arrives, saying that he will expose this place to the world, showing them how S.H.I.E.L.D. and Maria Hill lie to everyone and how they treat their prisoners. He tells Steve that if he helps Maria, and not everyone else there that needs help, then it would send the wrong message to the people. He pulls a S.H.I.E.L.D. accountant forward, asking if he would like medical treatment or to give his spot up to Maria. He says that he wants Maria treated instead, so Zemo cuts off his head. Zemo grants Maria access to the medical center, sending Father Patrick with them as an escort. Outside, Steve, Maria and Patrick run into some construction workers, who turn out to be the wrecking crew in disguise. Patrick tells Steve to watch over Maria as he deals with the three villains, defeating them in the blink of an eye. Taking them to Dr. Selvig, Maria is treated for her injuries. Selvig says that they need to find Kobik, and that she might be hiding in the bowling alley. Escaping from Patrick by using an explosion to blow out the office wall, Patrick, who now is revealed to be the Red Skull, lets Steve get away. Going to the bowling alley, Steve finds Kobik, who is scared since nothing is working anymore. When Steve tries to get her to leave with him, she gets mad, saying she wants to play, causing an illusion of all the different Avengers and villains over the alley. Crossbones disguised as a civilian arrives, leading into the fight before Steve gets knocked out. Waking up from his blackout, Steve says he's not ready to give up, and while Crossbones is distracted, Cap's shield comes through the window, with Crossbones catching it before it can hit him. He takes the shield over to Steve, readying the shield for a killing blow. Kobik visits Steve's mind, telling him he doesn't have to go and that she can make him a hero again. As Crossbone brings down the shield, Steve catches it, beating Crossbones unconscious. Bucky and Sam arrive, shocked to see that Steve is no longer an old man. So yeah, this is the issue. Captain America comes back. Steve Rogers comes back. He's no longer Old Man Steve. And this is a pretty big issue as well. I guess it's because they have the Avengers Standoff tie-in as well as the 75th anniversary of Captain America. So it was like a big issue. And like the front cover, I love the front cover since it's mimicking that Captain America cover where he punches Hitler. Except in this one, it's Sam Wilson punching Steve Rogers. It's really kind of weird. But it's also really cool. It's a nice little homage. I think it's done by Alex Ross. So it's like a really really nice art. But yeah, this book was actually really cool. I really enjoyed this. It was like a "This Is Your Life" Captain America type thing, where they were telling the story with Pleasant Hill, but we also got like a look back at Steve Rogers' amazing life as Captain America and like all the people he's influenced and fought with and been with, basically. So it was really cool to see all that, especially, and it was in sort of his dying moments, quote unquote, when he thought he was going to die, and as COVID came along and saved him, which was pretty cool. I guess a lot of people were sort of wondering how he becomes young Steve Rogers with the super soldier serum again, and I guess now we have our answer. In terms of storyline for the standoff, it was pretty cool. I really liked it. It showed like where Pleasant Hill is at the moment, like what's the situation there, and it looks like all the villains under Zemo's control have sort of taken over the city, and they've got sort of like a hierarchy going and everything, which is pretty cool. I really like that. And also the Red Skull is back. I haven't really been following with these comics, and the last I heard, Red Skull was like gone, like no one knew what happened to him. I think it was after that X-Men event. I can't remember what it was called, Axis I think it was. He's been gone like since then, and there's been like people who might be him, and I guess this guy is him. It only makes sense that when Steve Rogers comes back, the Red Skull comes back with him. He's like, it's like Batman and Joker, you know, Superman, Lex Luthor, that sort of thing. This book also contained, I think, 3 sort of backup short stories, and the first one, which I want to talk about, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be talking about, was written by Joss Whedon and with art by John Cassidy. And these two haven't, I don't think, worked together since they were doing the Astonishing X-Men way back when. But this short story was really cool. It was about Captain America and his shield, the first shield he ever had, getting smashed in a fight with some Nazis. These sort of boardroom people are trying to like say, oh, you don't need a shield, we'll give you this massive gun, and there's this gun, a ridiculous gun called the American or some American gun or something, some stupid thing, and Steve's like, no, I want a shield, you know, the shield stands for something. And it's a really cool book. In this you see him, like, the shield gets destroyed, so he doesn't have like his weapon, you know, is the thing he uses all the time. So he ends up using like a church bell to destroy this tank, and then using a pillar from the church bell as sort of like a shield to save the people they were in this town liberating. I thought it was really cool, and the way it was written, there wasn't a lot of words in this. It was all done with art and everything. It was absolutely brilliant. I really liked that, and it just shows you like how much Joss Whedon gets Captain America. You know, he's not just some super soldier, he stands for something and everything. It was a really cool short story. I'd tell everyone to check it out. All in all, this comic was really cool, and it was really a celebration of Captain America's 75th anniversary. Really cool book. I suggest everyone go pick it up. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.